We are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome to my boudoir. Welcome. I'm here because the light's nice. I didn't feel like setting up the studio today. I've been teaching in schools all day. And so I just felt like being in a different space and being comfy. And so here we are. Here we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We are day three. And today we are thinking about this becoming your new normal. This is your new normal. So over the last 2 days, this is the third, the mindful woman, you've built that awareness of, well, how do I feel now? Yeah, checking in with yourself. Even if you're not a yogi, you've now learned how to get in with the body, do the movements and check in. This is a new you. This is a change. And you joined this series because you wanted this change. You knew something had to change. And so if you're not aware of something, it cannot change. Yesterday, we learned about Sephra. Yeah. Stop, exhale, feel your feet. Relax and ask, what do I need right now? You learned the tools with which you can make the changes, regulate yourself and find those moments of calm. Calm is not when all the work is done. Calm can be found within the chaos, within the moments. And I use chaos a little bit too freely, I think, because life isn't chaotic, not all the time. Sometimes it is. So join me with my coffee as we set our intention for today's workshop. So today is day 3. We are bringing everything together. This shows you today that your life can shift, that this can be your new normal. Source, universal source, guides who are with us. Support me and every woman that watches this, that joins the lives, that watches on the replays, whether they're watching today on May the 13th, 2026, or whether we are 10 years ahead. May she find what she needs. May she recognize that actually her happiness and her joy is all within her now. May I find the language to share this, and may she find the patience and the wisdom inside to awaken that mindful, beautiful, radiant, incredible woman to walk this earth. This or something even better for the highest good of all concerned. Sat Nam. Deep breath in and out. Okay. So, let me pull up my notes for today. So perhaps you're thinking, I want more of this. I want more of this calm. And today is about that possibility for you of how to take this forward. This can easily become your new normal. And over the last few days, you might have noticed that you're finding now moments of calm, some space, some clarity. And even if you haven't felt that shift yet, then you know it is possible. It is, and I want you to think of the possibilities of your life. Think of the possibilities. You create that. I also want to really impress on you that your happiness is your responsibility. Nobody else's. But you're here. You know that there are new ways. You know that there are different ways. You know that things can change. So just by being here, you've already learned that. You already know that. It's your responsibility. Your happiness is your responsibility. Maybe you're just starting to notice that you can feel yourself again. And this is the moment that many women realize that you don't want to keep living in survival mode. You want to thrive. You want to be happy. You want to enjoy. You want to be alive. You want to be radiant. You want to be all the things. So I want to talk to you a little bit about today about identity shift. So you're the mindful woman. This work is directed towards women in perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. We're going through the change, okay? And identity shifts a lot within that time. We start to think differently about who we are, about where we fit. Labels might drop away, labels may change. You know, we're talking about mother, wife, girlfriend, sister, etc. They may change. So your identity shifts a little bit. You start to become somebody quite different, and you probably start to look at yourself slightly different. There's nothing wrong with you here. This is really, really normal. Really normal. And actually, it's a very freeing experience when you make peace with it and when you go, actually, I am changing and I'm happy with who I'm changing with. That's a massive step. It's very liberating, very liberating. And something that happens in menopause is that we stop abandoning ourselves. Now, that might sound a little bit dramatic. And what I mean by this is during our years of motherhood or climbing the career ladder or early days of a relationship. So, you know, all, like the big chunk of time that comes before perimenopause. Oh, everything we're working for tends to be out there, tends to be something outside for your own benefit as well. Sorry, my dog barking. That's my son getting home from work. For your own benefit as well. But you kind of, it's all for something. It's not for you in here. This is what the abandoning clause is. When it's like, well, I need to do this for my children. I need to do this for my family. I need to do this to get on the career ladder. I need to do this to get on the property ladder. I need to do this. I need to do, I need to do, I need to do. And it's all about doing something for out there or for somebody else. That's when we abandon ourselves. And this is a really normal thing that all women do. So there's nothing wrong in it. It's what we do. And and we have to do it to keep things moving. You know, we do it for our family because we love them. We do it so that we can have children, so that the human race continues. We do it to get on the career ladder, to raise money. You know, there are reasons for it to do, for us to do it. So then when we come into our perimenopause, or we come into our menopause, and that identity shifts, and maybe your children don't need you anymore. Maybe you go through a divorce. Maybe you step away from your career. Maybe you change your career. That's really exciting. That happens a lot. Change your career. You're coming back to yourself. You've got to come back to yourself. No more are you abandoning the essence of who you are and the truth of who you are. You're coming back to her. That's what happens when we reach our midlife, when we get to our mid-40s or on. We come back to ourselves. We are no longer abandoning ourselves. We're not obeying the abandonment clause. Think of it like that. You're coming back to yourself. No more obeying the abandonment clause. So when you come back to yourself, now I'm going to weave in a little bit of, you know, self-care in here. I've shown you over the last couple of days how just doing a little thing, a little practice will work. It can be a breath, it can be a movement, and it can bring you back to yourself. You can do Sephra, you can get out of anxiety and overwhelm and come back to yourself. That's great. And it's great that you're here and you've done the 3 days and you've learned this, but you need to take it away. You need to do it away off the mat. You need to be able to do it when sitting in traffic. You need to be able to do it in the middle of the day. And the way it becomes something that comes into your subconscious is by consistency, is by doing it regularly. And in the early days, you may well have to have a little thing on your phone, a little reminder that comes up every hour that goes, take a few breaths, or Sephra, remind you, just do a little check-in. What do I need right now? Maybe it comes on 3 times a day, morning, evening, and middle of the day. Yeah, those little check-ins. It's consistency. And small incremental things will make massive changes. Trying to bring in something that you can do regularly that settles your nervous system, that regulates you, that brings you back to who you are, those are the things that are going to stop you from abandoning yourself and create huge change. It's going to support you in creating this change. Now, the goal here is not perfection. The goal here is not to do a 2-hour yoga class every single day and half an hour's meditation and journal and manifest. And that's not the goal. It's about you becoming the woman who notices herself, who regulates herself, who supports herself, and lives in a way that actually feels really good. Because when you stop living on autopilot, that's when everything changes. That's when everything changes. Is this landing? I do hope so. Okay. So we're not going to do a little bit of movement today because we've done a bit of movement over the last couple of days, and I want to do more of a visualization practice with you today. So let me just have a coffee. Let me just check in with comments. Cool. Okay. Okay, I hope we're here. We're quiet on the ground with live people again, but that's okay. I know you're catching up on replays, and I know that you are here in spirit. This is here for you to catch up with. But we're going to do a little visualization practice. So come into a comfortable seated position. And let's just take 3 deep breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose, letting that breath travel all the way down to your belly. And I want you to think back to day 1, when we did the little practice. We were standing and we came face to face with the woman you are becoming. So just bring her to mind now. How is she looking? What's her skin like? What's her hair like? What's she wearing? And I want you to imagine yourself and take yourself through the process of a really calm morning. You wake up, your alarm goes off, or maybe you wake up naturally, having had the most nourishing sleep. Your body feels good, you have a delicious stretch. You're waking up with no anxiety. You've had the most lovely dreams. Perhaps you reach for a journal and have a little check-in with just how you're feeling. Maybe one word comes up with how you're going to be today. At the side of you, perhaps there is a drink, a cup of tea or hot water and lemon that your darling partner has brought to you. You sit up in your bed and you slowly drink your drink and jot some things down in your journal, knowing that today is going to be a lovely day. Then when you've finished your lovely drink. You get up, chuck on some clothes that feel beautiful against your skin and comfortable. And you take yourself outside to feel the fresh, cool morning air on your face. You feel so calm, connected with nature, with yourself, knowing that your day is just going to flow beautifully. And as you go through your day, you notice as well that your reactions are softer. The day flows peacefully. You find time, you find pockets of stillness, pockets of silence. You feel so grounded, but this is your real life. This is your life. You're able to flow, you're able to radiate, you're able to find moments of practice and moments of reconnection. You take care of yourself with no guilt. Guilt-free rest, guilt-free self-care. And I'd like you to think, what would life feel like if this was your new normal? This was your normal now. This is possible. Visualization, feel what this would feel. This is manifestation in practice. Feel what that feels like, that this is your normal now, that life flows, that you radiate, that life is easy. And when it isn't easy, you react softer. Notice what it feels like. And take a deep breath in and out. So now what I want to know from you today is, what do you need more of? What do you need more of? What are you tired of carrying? And what kind of woman do you want to become? And what happens if nothing changes? What happens if nothing changes? I don't want you to go back to feeling stressed out or overwhelmed. This isn't about doing these short workshops for 3 days, because this is about changing how you live. About changing how you live. Now, you've probably felt a little bit of a shift over these last few days, but you've noticed that you can become aware of how you feel. You can become a bit calmer, find a bit more space in your life. And maybe for the first time in a long time, you've noticed yourself again. So this is the bit I want to be really, really honest about. Okay, 3 days is beautiful. 3 days is wonderful. You can change things in 3 days, but it isn't enough for a lifetime of patterns and a lifetime of habits, because your life is always busy. It's going to get busy again, and you can leave the mindful woman and you can fall straight back into where you were. The mental load will come back. And without any support, it's very, very, very easy to slip back into your autopilot. Very, very sleepy. Very, very easy. really easy. And that's why I created a program called The Radiant Woman. Okay. This isn't about just dipping into mindfulness. It's about becoming the woman who knows how to regulate her emotions, feels calm in the middle of real life stuff. Yeah. Prioritizes herself without guilt and lives in a way that actually feels good. It's deeper, it's supported, and it creates real lasting change. Real lasting change. I'm just going to try and share my screen with you. Just to give you a little bit of information about the Radiant Woman. It's a 6-week sacred journey for midlife women ready to feel like themselves again. So you might look fine on the outside, but inside you notice that your mind doesn't switch off, especially at night, that your sleep can be broken and restless, that maybe your body feels different with more aches, less energy, your confidence has quietly dipped, you feel disconnected from you. And this time in life can feel really, really disorientating. There isn't anything wrong with you. It's just that new things are asking to emerge and to be treated. That's how we are. So this 6 weeks, now I don't want you to think about 6 weeks as like a really big thing, because you just take it day by day. Okay, just taking it day by day. A lot of women arrive to this program feeling a bit stressed, tired, disconnected, and unsure who they are becoming, and even afraid of what the future holds, because menopause is so disorientating. But this is what's going to support you. From day one, women feel a noticeable shift after their very first practice. From within the first couple of weeks, you can experience improved mood, reduced stress, and more consistent energy, because the short daily practices build momentum. Okay, these are short practices. I'm not chucking loads of stuff at you to do. These are short things that work. You're more likely to have, by week 4, you're more likely to have a better sleep routine. Your emotions are balanced. You've got increased confidence and a deeper sense of self-connection. And by the end of the 6 weeks or 40 days, a complete inner reset, calmer mind, deeper rest, renewed confidence, and a personal toolkit that you can use for life. Let me just show you, before I go into how it works, let me just show you. So this is Sarah, who's a mother of 2. And she says, I didn't realize quite how frazzled I was until I started Joanne's program. I'm a busy working mum of 2, and life just felt like constant noise, rushing from one thing to the next, losing my patience and feeling awful about it afterwards. I've tried things before, but nothing ever really fitted. But this is different. It's not loads of extra stuff to do. It actually makes your day easier. She says, I could pause, take a breath, and handle things better, which is a miracle in her house some days. She said, honestly, I'd recommend this to any woman who feels a bit overwhelmed and doesn't quite know where to start. It's made a bigger difference than I expected. Things at home feel calmer. The children are more settled. Sorry, the kids seem more settled, and I don't feel like I'm constantly on edge anymore. And then Amanda, she is a yoga teacher, so she knows all about yoga as well. And she went through the program, and she says, I recently took part in Joe's Radiant Woman series, and like everything I've experienced with Joe, it was truly incredible. She is an exceptionally kind and caring teacher, and her depth of experience creates a space that feels supportive. Throughout the course, I've deepened my understanding of Kundalini yoga and how it can support me through life's challenges and transitions. It's been genuinely enriching experience, both during the program and beyond. One of the things I particularly appreciate is that the course remains accessible afterwards. You have lifetime access to this. This allows me to revisit and continue integrating the practices into my daily life. So it doesn't just stop after the 6 weeks. And why do we do 6 weeks? 40 days is what's known for being able to break a habit, 21 days to break a habit, 40 days to create a new one. Every week, it's like having a mini retreat come into your inbox. You receive 3 practices a week. There is a short 5 minutes a 10 minutes and then a longer, fuller class that's about 30 to 40 minutes, because they are the times that easily fit into a woman's day. It's hour-long videos don't work for me, so I don't provide them. We have short practices. We also have, you have workbook and you have a teaching program for each week as well, because we have different subjects. So the first week is about arriving and creating your sacred space. So finding your space and creating space, not just physical space, but space in your schedule that guilt-free works for you. Week 2, we go into that identity, the self-identity that changes when you go into menopause. Just as I mentioned earlier, those labels drop, your priorities change. So we go into identity. That's a big week, and a lot shifts that week. There's a lot of realizations about where you are now and where you're going. Week 3 is more about the physical side of menopause and supporting your body. Week 4 is the mind and calming the mind. Week 5 is about confidence and connection. And week 6 is about taking this forward and redefining your path. Each week builds on the next. Okay, so it follows a particular path. It's not a quick fix, but by the end, you will have a personal practice library, sacred rituals that you love, and a clearer sense of who you are now and confidence in how to support yourself. So this is your invitation. There are 3 ways to get into the program as well, but don't worry about those prices, because for the next 48 hours up until Friday, the 15th of May, you will have a discount code so that you can get the tier 1 is only £88, tier 2 is 177, and tier 3 is 377. So some really lovely big healthy discounts for you, but that's only if you act quickly and join in the next couple of days. We start live on Monday morning, May the 18th, with our little opening circle. We will be gathering together. And so that's my invitation to you. If you want to take this further and this is speaking to you, then have a chat and come and join us. You will be most welcome in our circle. Most welcome. So I'm going to close out the Mindful Woman. It has been really lovely being with you for the last few days, and say this can be your new normal. And if the Radiant Woman isn't speaking to you now, that's fine, because there is yoga on here. There is my live classes every week. But look at ways that you can bring new, short, little practices that regulate your nervous system. Take responsibility for yourself in this time of your life. Take the mindful moments, regulate your system, move the body, take the breath, and allow yourself to find your own moments of calm amidst what's quite an overwhelming, busy world at the moment. The world needs you to do it, and your nervous system needs you to do it. Your health needs you to do it. So look after yourself. It's been gorgeous being here with you. Satnam, my dear friends. I will see you again soon. Lots of love.